Vagabonds. Don't know nothing about anything. Or just stack the beans.
He's got black rice on his hands and he notices.
Did you just do a fluff and sniff it? I'm suffering.
Yeah, that's
on the front lines of privilege. Kings.
Vagabonds! Welcome to Kings and Vagabonds.
Fuck, it's hot. You got to get a bit of the fan on you. Get it. Make it oscillate. Oscillate. No, that's not it, is it? Yeah, oscillate. Oh, okay.
Oscillate's good.
I like that you're billowing as well.
Oscillate.
You can get some nipple out of this one.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, this is...
What do you think of my nipples? They're a bit hairy at the moment. But
They're very pink.
Why are you smacking them?
pink? Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know. Whenever I see nipple, I just feel like that's what you need to do.
They're very, very... Actually, you know what? They're a great nipple. Just super... Like, the hue of your nipple is like its own...
What do you reckon, Johnny boy?
Like pig pink.
They're in very, very good condition. You obviously didn't breastfeed the young'un.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Bristol did the whole lot, hey?
A little bit of milk.
I'm going to need you to stop touching them, Mum.
Or at the very least, stop smacking them.
Great looking nipples.
Good nipples, then. Nice nipples.
I'm feeling a bit self-conscious about mine in this singlet now, but...
Do you shave your chest?
I did once, and I think the body rebelled.
Wait, so that...
And just never grew back.
Okay.
Your body's like such a queen. It was like, fine.
Fine, then. I'll fucking return it then.
Whatever.
You don't like it?
Okay, wow.
I'm not going back then, fucker.
I'm not going back then.
My body is so gay.
You wanted to come through course? It was like...
Even, how about softer, bitch?
Yeah, how about baby down?
That's fucking good.
All right, shall we introduce our new sponsor?
Yeah, we've got a new sponsor for the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Kings and Vagabonds podcast is proudly sponsored by Shit-Faced Toilet Paper. Shit-Faced, the only customizable toilet paper that allows you to send in photos of your enemies where they'll print the faces onto the toilet paper and let you wipe your ass with the faces of those who've wronged you. You can put the face of your high school bully on there, maybe an ex-boyfriend, who knows, even your current spouse to send a message for not doing the washing like they promised. But that's not the only product they can print your face onto. John, take it away with the other products they can print.
I've been using shit-faced toilet paper for the last maybe 10 years, and all of my manifestations of evil have come true. Each one of my enemies at some point has been covered in shit all over his stupid face. It works. It's a great manifesting tool. They also have pencils in the shape of thine enemies that you can snap in fits of anger.
Or slowly sharpen and whittle down.
You can slowly whittle them down over the course of a few months until they are nothing more than a nub. Like you wish on your enemies. I highly recommend it. Use the code FUCKTHEMBITCHES at the checkout for 10% off your first batch of shit-faced toilet paper.
That's right, John. And Shitfaced are offering our listeners a 2-for-1 deal right now. Order your first customized toilet roll and receive an additional roll absolutely free with the faces of well-known hated public figures. They've got Donald Trump on there.
They've got Taylor Swift on there.
They've got the Swiftie on there. John, who else have they got?
They've got Keith Urban on there.
Keith Urban. You can wipe your ass with a bit of Keith absolutely free of charge.
No longer do you have to find magazines with Keith Urban's face and rip the pages out to wipe your ass on. This stuff is soft. It's softer than Keith Urban's actual face to wipe your ass with.
Where do I find this glorious product, boys?
Well, you can head to www.shitfacetp/kings and enter the code KINGSHIT. Okay, that's www.shitfacetp/king. Enter KINGSHIT to get wiping. Remember, guys, if you can't get even, get shit-faced. That's good. It's been a while since we've caught up, boys, but...
sorry, but that's my fault.
No, please, you're in the depths of Fringe right now, and I watched you the other night.
Yeah, it was something to do with me more. Let's fucking address me more.
Me more?
Yeah.
As in, let's address you more?
No, you said...
No, now I...
What a narcissistic pledge.
Let's talk about me more often. I'm sick of this pod. So much of it's about you guys.
I was like, John's fucking cracked. Enough. Me more.
Me.
Oh, me more. He's called his nana.
Papa keeps calling somebody in the...
Oh, mum. Me more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. And you said in there, Aaron, I beg you. to stop saying me more.
I really thought I made you angry.
I'm fine with the plans, but you must stop saying me more.
I was yelling at like Superintendent Chalmers, like, me more, instead of Seymour. I was fucking furious.
I didn't know it was like a southern thing because I said, what is this me more? And you said like it's a deep south kind of
deep south
American me
term
more.
for mum. Yeah,
right, I didn't know that. I thought it was like a weird like, I call her me more. You know,
It's why I worry so much in life that like I say things and I expect people know what they mean.
Yeah.
And then they come up with their own meaning and it's like, oh, Aaron's
that is what happened.
Yeah.
you have every
all
right
the
to
time.
worry about that. That's happening.
Imagine being a comedian as well. On top of that, you also think it's funny. You're like, what do you reckon of this guy? How relatable is this? They're like, you're a fucking psychiatric worry.
Psychiatric.
You ever stretch your fucking cock out in the shower with your misso? They're like, seek help. But yes. But me more. No, I look, upon reflection, I don't know what was going on that day.
Were you actually angry that day?
I wasn't, no, not at all. But I was
might
in the mood to humble you.
Yeah, okay.
I was like, meme, you don't get to come in here and me more it up.
This
isn't a safe
space. It was
space.
the phrasing for it. I beg you. Like it was hurting you. I can imagine you. Oh,
I had my fist cocked at the phone. I was like, I'm begging you, Aaron. Don't make me do it, son.
Don't say me more.
No, but I actually do, upon reflection, like little nicknames. I've always wanted to be Italian.
Have you?
I've always wanted to have a nonno or a nonna.
Yeah. I'm
It
quite
just
jealous
looks
of
like
that.
so lovely.
Yeah.
I mean, like someone who just wants me to keep eating.
Yeah.
Someone who is always worrying I'm not doing well enough.
Yeah.
Someone who doesn't like me getting tattoos and piercings. I want someone who's just like, I want you traditional and pure because you're the best.
Yeah.
Everyone deserves a nonna or nonna. I think Italians should hire out their nonna or nonna. I'm saying it worse every time.
They should hire out the Nanaman.
We should head to Nanup and
That could be our next ad. Our next
Nonnas for hire.
Yeah.
But I think it's. I would love to be Italian. And look, I'm fiercely happy with Googs. Very happy.
Oh wait,
Well,
you're
also
in a relationship
left
with
turn.
Googs. Nonnas are not girlfriends.
What?
Yeah, I'm trying to work out.
I don't want to fuck Nonna. I'm saying that I wish I'd fallen in love with an Italian woman.
with an
so then
Italian
I could be
grandmother.
like the in-law.
Yeah.
And I could come up and like kiss her hairy, short Italian dad
I
on
see.
each cheek.
Yeah.
And
I
like,
do envy that. I love that about Italian men. I don't know if it's for real or if it's just in the Sopranos, but the
Oh, Sopranos.
the God for there.
I thought Sopranos was like an island off Greece that I was, which again, not Italy, but I was like, swag, it's all the same, isn't it? Bloody beautiful, mate.
It's all the same.
As you were. The Sopranos, go on.
You know the salut. Like there's so many lovely little habits, little traditions.
Yes.
You know, I like little things like that. We ain't got them. White people ain't got shit.
We've got fucking nothing but power and privilege, and I hate it. I want more culture and tradition.
Yeah. Give away some of the power and privilege and give us some tradition.
I mean, it's going.
What have we
It's
got,
naturally
like-
going, but I want some tradition to come in.
We should do a country swap. Why don't we swap with Somalia or something like that? Like all white people from Australia
Maybe
have
we
to go to
won't go that
Somalia.
far.
Everyone from Somalia has to go to Australia.
Oh,
Just see what
goodness.
happens. You know,
I just
you know
want to
those
kiss a
TV
man on
shows?
the cheeks. I don't want to live in poverty. I don't want to go to Somalia.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
don't want malaria. I just want to be able to be gayer with my friends.
I just want to drink red wine. I don't want fucking Ebola.
Well, look, I was pitching a new TV show. You weren't on board, whatever. All right,
Aaron's got
fuck it.
such radical solutions. You want a more tradition, do you? We'll ship every white person to Somalia. Is that what you want, you fucking liberal bitch? No, Aaron, no. That's wonderful.
I'm sorry, I wanted it.
But you're right, white. We don't have much tradition.
What have we got? Happy birthday.
Is that a white thing?
Yeah, it's very white. Isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It
What
feels
do
white. And like the
ethnics do?
wankers at the end that, you know, the person
How weird is the
You like
anxiety?
dread it and then
Well, you're awkwardly-
is somebody going to hip hip? And
Yeah,
then,
and then
if
two people do it.
If nobody hips,
Yeah, then it's like,
you're like,
we don't
this
care about
is
this
a
person.
depressing party.
Yeah.
You can't win with it, but if one person hips, you're like, you fucking cunt.
Yeah.
You know, and then
If two people do it, you're like, oh,
if two
fuck
people
both.
do it, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, look at these two. Of course,
Yeah.
it's those two.
Yeah.
We should start a trend that if two people hip, they have to kiss immediately.
The hip, and then the immediate vile,
Full sprint across the room.
ferocious hatred for each other.
Fuck, that's a video.
I'm doing
That's a fucking video. We
That's
could
a
do
sketch
that.
there, isn't
That's
it?
a
Yeah, there's a
sketch right there.
sketch.
But there's going to be so many creepos out there being like, just looking around like, hip hip, waiting for the hip hip with a hot lady.
Yeah,
you know.
And then the furries are shit, like the person, that last person, they do all the hip hip hooray, and then someone. Furries and jolly.
Fuck off.
Oh,
Fuck
don't,
off,
mate.
dude.
Don't. You can go to Somalia.
I've never witnessed where he's a jolly good
Haven't
fellow
you?
in the flesh.
What about the other one? Why is this so stupid? Oh,
That's the Australian national anthem, dude.
Why was she born so beautiful, or something like that?
That's a
They do it.
U2 song. No, that's
Oh, is
not.
it?
It's a beautiful day. Why was she born so beautiful?
You know, at the end of Happy Birthday, with the and I still haven't found.
Like there's
You
that
know,
verse 2 of
you know,
Happy
guys,
Birthday we
hey.
don't know about. Yeah.
Oh my God. I think we're well on our way to creating white traditions.
Well, I mean, our
all right,
sausages
Adolf.
are better than Germany
What do you
sausages.
mean?
Remember?
Yeah.
You were saying
Yeah,
that our
yeah,
sausages.
yeah.
So, I mean,
Germany's white people, though.
yeah.
That's
Well,
true.
Italy's white people still as well.
Yeah, but they go real brown, don't they? You know, when you
Yeah,
get
they
them-
leave tan better. They tan better than us.
Oh man.
If you leave them out, they will.
Yeah.
They will brown up.
I want to have traditional Italian in-laws who I charm,
Yeah.
but I'm everything the father doesn't want for his daughter.
You don't
Like,
have to guilt the thing if they're trying to feed you all the time.
No,
either.
no,
you
of
have to feel
course.
no guilt. It's like,
I'm checking in on the in-laws more than my actual
Yeah,
partner
yeah,
is.
yeah.
I'm going around and imagine the victory of winning over an old traditional Italian man
Yeah.
that you've taken his daughter under his wing, and you're everything that flies in the face of what he knows to be a man. You're a comedian. You don't have a trade.
Yeah.
You can't fix
Yeah.
anything with your hands.
You're an artiste.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're wearing like denim shorts and a blue singlet, and a denim hat. Like you're everything.
he'll talk to you, but he won't look you in the eye.
Yeah, but imagine winning him over. You would know that is like some ultimate riz. That's some ultimate charm
Yeah.
to get him on board and be
He
like,
finally shakes your hand or gives you a hug.
yeah,
and
wouldn't
it's
that be good? And I'd fucking kill for my Italian in-law, father-in-law. I would.
Yeah.
He was like, if he
Yeah.
called me and was like, "We're gonna take care," he's like the full Don Corleone.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
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 You know Sophia's cousin?
I killed that bitch.
Say no more. Come to my house.
Come to my house. Bring the car.
Bring the car, shovel and line.
The car around. Bring a shovel.
And listen,
You're like,
did she make the rituals last night? Bring some of those.
you're
too.
like, can I kiss you on the face? This time you can kiss
This
me.
time only you may kiss me on the lips. You may kiss me right on the mouth.
You do this for me, you can kiss me on the chest.
Oh, how hairy are Italian men's chests as well.
Yeah.
God, we haven't potted in a while. I'm going real off
We're
topic.
going rogue, bitch.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is fun though. I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's loose.
I like when I really feel that there's truth behind the want. Like you've thought of that before.
I have.
Where's Gug from? In your stand-up, sometimes she's Italian.
Yeah, that's
But
she's
she's
not,
not,
just
is
the trick
she?
of the trade. No, she's not. She's just
Otto.
I tell you what she is. Oh my God. Her grandmother, her dad's side is German.
Yeah, I was
Otto,
wondering because
yeah.
Otto seems German.
And
to me.
I've always suspected her nana, who recently died, rest in peace, was a Nazi.
You've suspected it.
I suspected because she arrived in Esperance, right? Who wants to go there? In the
I
late
don't mean
40s.
to be weird,
Go on.
but if you suspect that she
I
was
suspected.
a Nazi,
Yeah.
why'd you want her to rest in peace?
Rest in pieces. You misheard me.
Rest in power.
No. Oh, so good. But no, I did make that joke because she came to I went to her funeral and rest in pieces. Yeah, no.
I went to a funeral.
A lot of skinheads
and
there.
there were a lot of ex-military
Not a single
men.
coloured person inside. No, I went to her funeral and like they were, you know how they give the story of their life. Like Helga came to us.
Yeah.
She was born in 1912
Yeah.
in a fucking icebox in misery. You know, it's just like you hear people that are born like pre-1940 and it's like, it's not even, it doesn't even sound like they're describing a human.
Yes.
They're like, that she was born one of 15.
Yeah.
Her mother died of cholera. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, are we talking about a small dog here?
Yeah, she did not smile until her mid-30s.
I like that. It's so sad, isn't it? You hear stories of that, of babies that didn't smile till they were fucking 4 years old or something.
And it was excruciatingly painful
We
the
were all
first time.
very worried about it. Yeah.
But it's true. So they had this whole story, and like you hear like horrible, and she came to Esperance in like, in the 40s, in like the late 40s.
Oh, you think?
And she was in her like early 20s. And I'm like, what were you running from, Helga?
Yeah.
Esperance, from Germany to Esperance?
Esperance, where there's an American, isn't there an American army base in Esperance?
I
as well?
don't
Wasn't
know.
there
Don't know then.
Well, there was
Maybe.
something. I'm pretty sure I've been to Esperance. Are there guns? Big
Something.
anti-aircraft guns? Or is it Albany? I get
That
mixed
could
up.
be any place in WA that's not Esperance that has just letters in it. But I thought she was a Nazi. But it was her funeral. I wasn't going to disrespect her memory like that.
No, of
I
course
said
not.
I'll just save it for my pod.
I'll save it for the wake.
These are beautiful pigs in blanket. Helga, Nazi was she? What do you reckon? I don't know. She was just mum to me.
You're nudging your father. Vito, what do you reckon? Nazi?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, but these
Pay
fucking
attention that I know, woman.
pigs in blanket are delicious.
Fuyadell's beautiful, huh?
Fuyadell?
Fuyadell? What's that?
You're
I heard it
Italian,
on the
Aaron.
Is it like
Sopranos.
a ham or
I
something?
heard it on the Sopranos. I don't
Yeah.
know what it
Okay.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What does he send old mate to the shop for?
Like pastries?
Yeah, what are
Yeah.
they?
Like cannolis?
Cannolis.
Cannolis would have been good.
Yeah, cannolis. I should have said Fuyadell. Is that a thing even?
It sounds like sounds like a meat.
I'm pretty sure it's a thing. Fuyadell.
We'll fact check that after
Or a
the pod.
cheese.
Fact check it.
But we're
You
back.
fact check it for us. We find it boring.
We're back on. You've been in the depths of Fringe. You've been doing the solo show.
Yeah.
And I came to watch it on its second night. And I tell you what, I know you don't like me saying this, but you were fucking magnificent. It was
coming together.
crazy.
Well, thank you. I do like it.
It was the perfect comedy show. I made notes
wasn't a
during the whole
perfect
show.
comedy show.
It was a perfect comedy show for me in
It
my
was a
mind.
lovely night, for
because
sure.
it had, it was about 70 to 80 odd, enough for like a big raucous crowd, but also very intimate vibes. You were loose. There was crowd work. There was material. There was act outs. There was stories. You played with tension. I loved it. It was so fun. And I think everyone walked out of there smiling profusely. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
man.
it was one of them. It felt really good to get out of my own way a bit.
Yeah.
That's how it feels. It feels like I've knowing what's going to happen in a stand-up set, like going, right, this is here, and if this don't work or something happens here, then I do this, and then that leads me onto this. And if that doesn't work, that's no big deal because I can roll out into the. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Knowing the structure is great in 10s, even 20s. In an hour where you've not got really, you don't necessarily know whether the material's even going to work because a lot of it is untried. Not most of it, but a lot of it is untried. I mean, the fact that I guess I was lucky in a way because the first one, I improvised the first half of it. Not fully improvised, but like I landed on subjects that I'd never written a joke for, but I knew that I found the subject funny and I riffed it and I fucked around and I played with like punters and created moments that I couldn't redo because the moments, it's specifically for them. It was crowd worky type stuff, but it was so off the leash that it was like, oh, that's how I play it. I just need to get the balance right. I need to put a bit more material in it and make it a little bit less crowd worky, but still, if opportunities come, I'm taking them. We're going wherever it goes.
The presence is there.
Yeah. It's sort of changed how I'm doing stand-up in a way. I sort of found that fun again. Found a bit of self-confidence in it again. Not even self-confidence, just confidence in the getting out of your own way and letting the comedy gods do their thing a little bit.
Well, it happened.
make
It happened
sense?
again as an observer. I was saying this to Aaron as well. It's like you and I are such close friends now, and we don't see each other gig often because
No, we don't.
God forbid we're actually gigging together, and that's amazing. We're kind of backstage, and we don't get to watch from the audience.
Yeah.
But this again, you did it again. You've done it multiple times throughout our friendship. But I watched you and I went, "Fuck!" Like it was like I was rediscovering you. I was like, "God, John's so masterful."
I was feeling that on there. Like I'm not gonna like be
falsely modest. It was a great show.
Falsely modest or anything like that, but it was it was a great show.
It was a great show.
I felt
man.
good about it.
Yeah, you didn't misstep
It was
once.
the second best of the line. Well, this is what I'm getting at. This is
45 minutes. You did not misstep once.
This is where I could be accused of false modesty because you can't misstep something that ain't got planned steps in it.
Yeah, for sure.
I only have vague areas. I know I'm going to get to this and that loops round to that. So I start talking about this thing somewhere in the middle and I hit these subjects. Then I go wherever that goes and I loop back around to this and I had 3 options of closers. And if one don't work, I bang another one on it. And if that don't work, I bang another one on it. And one of those nights, I can't remember which night it was, but one of those nights.
Did all 3 closers?
The closer, I didn't do any of them and the closer was crowd work.
Wow. That's presence
the perfect
again.
line just came to me and it was like bang, and it got such a reaction. It wasn't a great line, but it was such a reaction.
Ain't no better than
I
that.
was
Let's
like,
go.
I can't top that. See you later.
Smart.
But in the moment, I just sort of went, thank you very much. See you later. And I got off the stage and I was like, fuck, that was a smooth close.
Yes.
For a bit of a line of crowd work to go that well.
Yes.
So well that you can close on it. It's
So good to do it at the end as
daft.
well. How awful is it if that happens by happenstance early in the night?
Well, I was
and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, I was just.
I can't get better than that. Yeah.
Well, I'd already closed, and I was plugging Claire Hooper's show, and Mickey Bartlett's show, and Squirrely's show, and so I sort of bumble in the end a little bit, and I want to thank them for coming out and stuff like that, and then I want to try and find something funny to close on, and I've got a couple of small bits that I can do, but then this lady sort of chimed in. And it was like, oh, fuck, I'm balls it. I've like stuck the landing, like fucked the landing up.
Right.
Like I've done the whole trick and now the ending's gonna be, and then this fucking line came to me. It was not a great line. I just said, enjoy your donga. But it was a callback to the donga bit.
Yeah.
But it exploded and I was like, fucking perfect, I'm out. See you later. Yeah.
Beautiful.
But it's a really weird thing because this is where the false modesty thing comes in. I was really just getting out my own way.
Yeah.
I had the bits that I wanted to hit, but I don't know them all. I don't know how they all go. They've developed and it's starting to develop a kind of structure, but I know full well that as soon as it's got a structure that is like, that's the structure, I will be bored to death of that show.
Yes. But enjoy the journey because, like, look, to be honest, watching you, it inspired me. And people always say this, like, it inspired me. It inspired me through our chats that you're talking about getting out of your way, getting back to the risk, all these things. And I went, you know what? I'm going to start putting the work in and I mean, I was already planning to, but I thought, yeah, this pays off because I've heard you talk about this whole process and like taking the free fall and this bit's not ready and I'm half baked and I feel fucking weird about it and doing it. And you hear that from all comics, right? Like throughout the years, but knowing you and then seeing it and seeing what a great show it was, better than, I remember I said early in the podcast, comedy's taught me that being present feels better than plans working.
Yes,
you know,
hell, yeah,
and that's what that show was. It was like
that's what it is.
Being present works better for comedy and for life than your plans just going how you'd hoped.
Yeah,
you know, for some reason it just doesn't work out better.
How was your prep different? Because obviously you did your last
prep.
Oh no,
if you could have seen my prep the day of the show, I left the boxing gym. I told Alan at the boxing gym that I was going to go to the library. I said, this is the last opportunity I've got. I'm going to go to the library. I'm going to turn my phone off. I'm going to sit in there. I'm going to come up with a set that I'm confident with. I'm not leaving the library until either I've been there too long and it's time to go and do the show, or I'm comfortable and I'm like, yes, that's the set. I went to the pub.
The pub was called the library.
It was called the library.
Went to the library nightclub.
I was like, I'm going to go to the library. And I was like, the pub's just down there though, and it is a very hot day. Maybe I'll have a pint while I do this. That might inspire me. It might loosen me up a little. Sat there, wrote half a set list, ended up talking to Soph,
a homeless
about
guy,
some bellend that was doing a reading at work or something like, I don't know, some fucking whatever it was not prep.
God, if there's a worse way to prep for a comedy show than talking to your partner about whoever's annoying them at work. If there's ever a way to suck the life out of yourself, it's she sounds like a bitch, sweetie.
I even said, yeah, I know that's super annoying. I said, I'm sorry, I've only got this one opportunity before this show. I have to not
have to kill you.
I have to stop and do this list now. And she was like, oh fuck, I'm sorry. And she let me do it, and I got this list, and I was looking at it, I was like, I am a joke as a man. That's pathetic.
And then you went back to Nathan at work.
If somebody came up to me and went, what you doing there? I'd be like, oh, just working on my dream. And it's just fucking a list of Stephen Hawking. Do you know Stephen Hawking?
Don't kill self.
Germany. It's just a list of vague ideas that I might talk about. I don't know how long each one of them lasts. I can only imagine your prep. There's the putting it out. Does it flow right? How long does this bit last? Does that bit make sense with that bit? I'm going to say it out loud and see if I can find a better adjective to fit in that sentence because it doesn't quite click. Do you know what I mean? I can imagine. I just know what you're like. I can imagine you doing that. I'm like, that'll probably work. I don't know. I'll smile at him and that. And I'll just get myself in a really...
Mate, he was going through his days.
In a really silly mood and that.
He was going through his days pre-pod and everything was
that's what I mean.
Down to I'm going to do a shit between 1 and 1:30.
I spend so much of my life feeling guilty that I'm not that guy. This is what we were talking about because this leads perfectly into what you were telling me on the phone earlier about your new writing discipline. Because I was talking to David Hughes about it recently about how these write every day Seinfeld, Stephen King, fucking Neil Gaiman, all these people that
the David Goggins of the writing world.
Yeah, all these wonderful people.
Who's going to carry the books?
That can sit there and write for an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is. That I just suck at it, and I'm sick of feeling so shit about myself.
Does it ever feel like homework for you?
Always.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
There is nothing funny about paper and pens to me.
Yeah.
It's just a drag. Somebody said this to me at the tattoo shop today. It's like, yeah, but what kind of style do you sketch when you just sketch for fun at home? I was like,
you mean that was my drawing?
At home?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, I don't fucking draw unless I know I'm getting paid to do it.
Yeah.
I won't even sketch you an idea up, motherfucker. Do you know what I mean?
It's funny though, because it's sort of been the opposite experience for me where I looked at some people and I realized that structure sort of allowed them to relax. It allowed them to flow. It's like having the reliability to look at their week ahead because of the restrictions of work or family and say, I can only train at 6 p.m. on a Wednesday, 6 p.m. on a Friday, 6:30 a.m. on a Monday. You know what I mean? Have these restrictions in place, allowed them to then sort of flow in the designated times they needed to, or at least keep turning up at the time they needed to. And it lowered the stakes because they're like, oh, well, I'm going to be here tomorrow.
Well, this is, so I've done I've rolled it back a bit to, right, if I can try and write 2 days a week, maybe 3, rather than this fucking every day of the week, you got to get up, you got to write. There must be discipline. Do you know what I mean? I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I just ain't got it in me.
Yeah.
I can do it at the gym now. I fucking love to because it gives me the lovely dopamine.
Of course, yeah.
Writing doesn't. It just makes me feel like a fucking idiot.
But let me draw the parallels between the gym and writing. It's sort of what I'm realizing is it's like for me now, because I've got this job that allows me to work from home, I can kind of schedule in my writing time on any given day. And then I sit there. And the standard for what it can be working on the podcast. It could be thinking of sketch ideas. It could be thinking of things to, anything to do with it, or writing bits. It could be just trying to fuck around with looking at news stories. It could be anything that sort of gets the juices flowing. And because I know that I'm going to turn up every day, the stakes genuinely are lowered. Whereas if I know I'm only turning up every now and then, emotionally the stakes naturally get higher. And you're like, intellectually, I don't have to be...
Low stakes is key for me.
Yeah, but that's it. But you have to sort of create the discipline around, I think, turning up every day is what I'm realizing to lower the emotional stakes. It's the only way because otherwise you know that this is few and far between and you need it.
I think I'm pathetic enough that I need less days and the quality has got to be only all right.
Yeah, of course. The quality always has to be low.
Okay, right. Well, I never realized that because all like the people that I like you, that it's like, fuck, I just can't write like that. I say it to myself all the time. I'll fucking be driving home after an open mic. I'm like, why can't I write a joke? Do you know what I mean? I can fuck around and I don't know where it comes from and something turns out nice. And I know that I have funny thoughts. I know that I can organize them vaguely in a structure that works as stand-up. And sometimes I'll whip out an absolute fucking gem out of nowhere, but I can't figure out what the system is for doing that. But it is not sitting every day and trying to write for it. I've never been able to make it work for more than a few days at a time.
Yeah.
Whereas I think if I go, right, here's going to be my writing process. Let's do 2 days, lower that shit right down. And the stand-up that I write only has to be really, really like basic.
Yeah.
Like the most obvious kind of, yeah, that'd work. If I was writing stand-up for a comedian that was a bit part, like the comedian in The Sopranos, Paulie Walnuts, you know.
Or if you work for like
like we need a generic stand-up. Yeah, we need a generic stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
Just write what a stand-up would write about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Lower it right down to that kind of quality. Then I've at least got right. Well, that's kind of the premise thing. And if I just let that stew, something seems to come out on stage. That's what I've learned doing this show.
Yeah.
But I've tried to write like you guys and I cannot do it.
Yeah, I love how you say you guys. I've been doing it for 3 days. You're like, I'd love to be a prodigy like you and put out 14 books.
No, you know what I mean?
do it.
People who can write. Yeah, but I've seen you write bits and I've seen you do a bit and I know, even that fucking advert, it was like, I could fucking write that if I wanted to. Like, do you know what I mean? If you paid me to do that, it'd take me fucking ages.
Don't compare yourself to me, John. I'm a once in a lifetime talent.
It's fucking
It's
infuriating.
It's death for your ego, son. Don't step up to the king, yeah?
I can't do it.
Step up to the king. No, it's good, baby. Well, listen, all I'm saying is whatever you're doing, keep doing it because your show was magical. The new stuff is fucking, it's elite and it's beautiful.
I think that's what I'm saying. I'm just going to lean into what works.
What feels good for you.
For me,
I'm excited. I mean, look, talking about coping mechanisms, I am writing some new stuff and I went to an open mic last week to test it. I'm treating stand-up more this year as a job and not in a sense that it's not fun, just in the sense that I take it a little bit more seriously with how I turn up and I do it. These adjustments are happening even in the way that I would train. If I have time in my day to train twice, I'm sort of running into the filter now. I'm like, well, then why wouldn't you write twice? Why wouldn't you train once, stay in shape, but you're not an athlete. Like, I thought that was you. That was water.
Oh, was it?
My God, I thought it was like a Nazgul flying overhead.
Fuck.
That was.
Why did it come up on there though?
I have no idea.
Feels like it came from inside of us.
It was the
Fountain
static.
of youth.
It was the
Didn't it
static
feel
in the
like
soul.
I think my Kundalini is rising.
Was that the fucking boring alert from what I was talking about? Trying to white noise
That was
me out.
our audience going next.
Next, yeah, skipping through to the fucking riff. But no, I mean, like I did an open mic. I'm doing one tonight, and I guarantee I'll do the same thing again. I had to voice note myself on the way home like a psychopath. I was driving, and on my hands-free, I put a voice note up because I tried new, and it went just like, it was okay. You know what I mean? Because it was new.
Were you like,
and
hey,
it was clunky.
Siri, record voice memo?
A voice memo. And then I'm talking to myself like, hey, future Blake, listen, man, I love you, dude. That was a win. What you did tonight, you got up there, you did 5 minutes new. I know it didn't go great, but that is the work and that's the mark of a professional. And you need to keep doing that shit. Yeah. Don't walk away from this thinking it's a fail. It's a win, man. No one cares. You did the new, and that's what you got to keep going. I love you, buddy. Your dick's not that small. Everything's all right. George is not cheating, dude. It's her work mate, and they're just normal close. You know what I mean? He's just helping her out with reports on the weekend.
This is a great, you know how people have a recovery line for when a bit doesn't work?
Right.
That's a great recovery anecdote from when a bit doesn't work.
I'm going to voice record myself affirmations on the way home.
Making a note of, because if a thing tanks, you could go, you know, I tried a bit like this the other week and it didn't go well, but I'm trying to get used to having faith in a bit, even if I don't get it right the first time. And then you tell that story, just like you did here. I think that would really warm an audience.
Imagine I do it 4 to 5 times in the one set on every bit I'm trying.
That voice
Funny
nothing.
guys, I had a similar bit last week and you already hit the affirmation. Yeah, I got to do it again because we riffed the other week on the podcast the everyday gay. Now I kind of went into this loosely, but I want to clarify. If it came off homophobic, good. No, I want to disclaim that we're not in any way insinuating that these things are bad. We're just saying that.
Have you had a complaint?
Yeah, what's going on here?
No,
Have you had a complaint?
No, because I just realised that.
Not like you to disclaim.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
All right, well, let's pitch it. What's the everyday gay? The everyday gay is things that we all do that are a bit gay.
They're a bit gay.
You
Now,
often
they're not
don't even
negative.
notice.
They're not
negative.
positive. They're just gay.
But
You just know.
It's the idea that masculinity is multifaceted.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Here we go.
You know what I'm saying?
There's the
Like-
fucking packet read at the back. That's good. There's the blurb.
Masculinity is multifaceted.
Yes.
Multifaceted is so
like-
gay.
Using big words, very gay.
Facets.
Anything over 2-3 syllables is crazy gay.
Well, I think it's the kind of thing where if you're like war veteran grandfather
Here we go.
didn't do it while he was serving.
Correct. He'd be upset.
Then it's gay.
Yes. Now, by the
If he was to look at you like, what are you
An
doing?
Anzac. We're talking about an Anzac
An
right
Anzac. What are you doing, mate?
now by the metrics of the modern man, not many of us hold up to that image.
Do we bollocks?
None of us, right?
and-
but you've had some people write in.
Most of my everyday gays that you hear are either admissions, the things I've noticed me do, or things that I've noticed other people do and gone, it's silly.
Yes.
I've had loads of people write.
But it's been wonderful because I think it's made people reflect on themselves and think, oh, there are some naturally effeminate, slightly twinky gay behaviors that I have, and it's made them observe their own lives. And again, it kind of is a connective segment.
I think
Yeah.
it's weird. It's weird how many messages I've had about people, like from people that have been.
I love that there's something gayer than sucking a dick.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? There are gayer
completely
things than sucking dicks.
Yeah.
I mean,
Said dicks so
that's what-
gently.
sucking
Dicks.
dicks. I feel like you'd suck a real slow dick, Aaron. I feel like you would be just very
No,
like,
mate.
slower, he'd
No,
suck
I'd be
it,
like,
suck it.
I'm
He'd
here.
be like,
I'd be like, I'm here. You know, like,
Yeah.
hurry up. Yeah.
I'd do it.
I've got it right.
Yeah, I feel like you would. I feel like there's a lot of eye contact with you and like a lot of
hell of a lot of nose action.
nose action.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You know that?
On the slit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
They do that?
I do. It's just something I haven't seen, and I think
A nice little
you
nudge.
could have a little niche of
You've
your
always thought to yourself, God, I wish they'd just fucking put their nose.
Just
own. Get
nudge it a
some
bit,
clockwise, some
Down my
anti-clockwise,
urethra.
boop, beep, boop, beep, boop.
You know things that most of us would dream to know. But people have written in and they've given us some everyday gays.
Matt Broadhurst is a belter. He has taken this fucking thing and run with it.
He's had
In
many-
fact, I suspect, even if he doesn't suspect, he may be gay.
Sure.
It's gotten ridiculous. There's so many. Using hand dryers that you have to dip your fingers up and down in. You know,
Wow.
like the
ones that
Dyson
go,
Airblades.
Can I say on that note, I always wait until they're bone dry.
Do you?
Your
Most
hands.
people
Yeah,
give in to the anxiety of
I
time.
couldn't be there. I couldn't be. I'd be there for.
No. Most people
don't
give
know
in
how
to
to
the
use them.
anxiety of time. They're like, all right, that's enough. Everyone's heard too much. Time to go. Even if they're still dripping.
Yeah.
I sometimes go twice.
Do you?
If I got to get them bone
I don't like
dry.
the noise. The noise irritates me.
Okay.
Especially the Dyson Airblades. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Just having a nice time. You know, do you know what I mean? A man's trying to piss behind me in peace.
And I'm deafening him.
Fucking settle down, man. Why
on.
can't they go nice deep?
Just drying you off, John.
Dry you off. Make it warm.
That would be gayer too, though. I think it's almost manly that they scream at you.
Maybe. This is a cracker. Did I say this one? Cupping your hand under the tea bag and teaspoon as you mince gingerly to the kitchen bin, hoping that a tiny drop doesn't splash on the lino.
I'm there.
How good is that?
That's a cracker.
Sometimes I go straight in the sink and I'm like, I'll deal with that later.
Because watering plants from a watering can.
What are you supposed to do?
It's a little
Spit in them?
sprinkly little nozzle. There's a glass of water in it. That's the manly way
I
to
just keep
water a
running
plant.
back to the kitchen.
Fucking- yeah, he's coming.
Yeah.
The fact that he had to go and buy a little watering can.
I think the manlier thing is just a fucking shit in your plants too. Just take
yeah.
a big fucking shit.
It's very good.
Right in your frangipani.
But he's really
Like your
understood
Matt
it
Damon
as well.
from The Martian. Yeah.
He's really understood it because he's gone at this point, this is the 23rd of Jan, pushing a shopping trolley.
What are you supposed to do?
You're supposed to fucking grab a week's worth of shopping in your arms. You're supposed to, you carry it on your fucking head.
That's fantastic.
Go to Somalia. Drinking drinks through a straw. Fair play. Do you know, I was thinking of one on the way here, wearing swimming goggles. I bought some swimming goggles.
Yeah, fair enough.
Wearing swimming goggles
Just fucking
is
take the
rubbish.
chlorine burn,
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah. Just put your head in the water.
Just hurt.
Stop it. You know what I mean? Behave yourself.
I want to
And I was
see.
thinking about it today because somebody said, was it you or was it Matt Broaders? Somebody said asking for directions. And then I was thinking, just being lost. Even before the directions, getting lost in the first place is gay.
Just being lost.
I don't know where I am. Where am I supposed to be?
He just goes into an old person's home with everyone's got dementia. He's like, fucking look at all these homos.
Look at the queers around there.
I don't know where I am or who I am. Pathetic. Pathetic.
Yeah, but it happens to me a lot. I have no sense of direction. I get myself lost frequently, and it's a very emasculating.
You don't use the
I always
maps
want-
on your phone?
I have to use the maps on my phone for so much stuff.
That's fine.
I use it even
That's
to
all right.
get here.
Right. You've
How
been here a
many
few
pods
times.
have we done here?
You've been a few.
It's really bad.
At least
listen,
8.
Well, listen, I mean, I think, again, we've covered these are great things. I want people to write in with their everyday gaze as much as they can. Spread the word, spread the love, reflect on yourselves, and also toxic masculinity has its place as well. So what I've done is to really masculine us up. I bought some smelling salts because I know that like Rogan loves to do this shit on his podcast. He gets the boys.
What is it?
It's like an
You love
ammonia
shit
salt.
Like this. I thought
It's
you were
like
going to
a-
make me eat something spicy.
It's like, no, it's like what weightlifters smell, and it's like, oh, it hurts the nose, but it wakes me up and it makes me horny and it
Right.
makes me want to lift heavy shit and fight people. So I'm just going to have the first little whiff, just
What's
take
going
a
to
bit of-
happen?
That's going to happen to you. You're going to it's just going to give you a little bit of a boost, and you're going to think, hell yeah.
Boost of what?
Serotonin, dopamine.
Sick. I love all them.
Yeah, they're good ones.
They are
After
my
you, sir,
bestest.
take
Hang on,
a big-
I'm going to read the...
No reading.
Warning.
Reading's hell
Warning.
gay. Reading's crazy gay, dude.
Where did you get this from? I need to know some background on this bottle. Where did you get this
Aaron,
from?
John, you're up, dude. We've got a reader over here, dude.
Fuck me dead. What is that?
It's a smelling salts, and that's going to really masculine us up for our ancestors to sort of give us,
Ancestors.
I think I've had too much. My
They're gonna-
nose has gone numb.
they're going to look down on us and be like,
Smells like
hell yeah,
chlorine.
boys.
I feel like my nose has got a hard on.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
That's what it feels like.
An erect nostril.
Yeah, it feels like all the blood rushed to my nose.
Yeah, that's what you want.
What the fuck is it?
I don't know, but it
Where
gets
did
people.
you get this?
Don't
That's what I
worry
mean.
about
Where
that.
did he get it from? Just some guy
It's called
on the street?
Kinta.
It's a fitness store.
Smelling salts.
And it's for people sniff this to lift heavy shit.
What do you mean?
They sniff it, they go, I'm alive, and then they squat like something heavy.
It's like this is Vicks for men who have never grown up.
Fixed for men. Oh, that's very
Do you know
funny.
what I mean? Like if you still live with your mum when you're a 26-year-old bodybuilder and you've got like a cold and you don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to go to the gym. Mum brings it in. Here, have a little smell. And you're like,
Oh,
I'm going to the gym. It smells lovely though.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're not supposed to enjoy
you
like
put
a
it-
fucking Sauv Blanc,
Aren't you?
but
Can you put it in your... it's too
In your
strong.
raisins.
It's too strong to put your nose actually in it.
No, you can, and that's what men do. It just burns you. You wouldn't fucking vote.
fuck.
Yeah. It's good. It's great
Should
listening.
we take it off him now? Like, how much is too much?
Yeah. I
I really
feel
like it. I could so get addicted to that. I could get deeply addicted to that.
And you want
It's
to
a white powder for
Can
everyone
you
that's like,
can you get me one of those? That will get me the fuck out of bed.
Oh, wouldn't it? You want to have a smell of that, Aaron, or are you going to fucking
Have
look
a
at its
sniff of
country
that.
of origin?
keep out of reach of children and pets.
That's what I'm saying. They don't want a cat sniffing that. It'll be fucking...
Oh fuck! A cat would be such a cunt on that.
It would just tear the place apart. How awful are cats, but lovely things.
I fucking respect a cat. I respect a cat.
You respect a cat.
Oh, I
How
love
so?
them because they just don't.
Going
They
again.
don't need you. They don't care too much for it. Give me
Well,
another
look,
one then.
this is a good
You
segue.
proper huffed that, didn't you?
This is a good segue. You're talking about cats?
Oh, okay.
I've got a new segment.
We're talking about cats. Here we go.
I've got a new segment. Can't wait. We do it. We like a good news segment.
Yeah, we do.
It's called Puppa's Pet Peeves.
Alliteration. Nice. You've already sold it to me.
And
Fag.
look, I just
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to break your will.
try and stumble
Sorry.
through this.
No, go on. Come on.
Look, I just
Back
thought,
yourself.
I like Blake's positivity. especially in the segments that you're doing, the good news stories. I thought it'd be nice to have a yin to his positive yang.
Yeah.
Because I get very angry, very frustrated in my life, and I need an outlet.
That's all included in this yin yang. Cheers.
No, you let's be honest. You just rock up, John. You rock up.
I'm just orbiting you like a weird moon.
That we haven't got. Yeah, that no one knows what it is.
You don't count. You're just here because of the gravitational pull, bitch.
I've heard there's water up there.
So every week, listeners can expect. Well, let's be honest. It probably won't be every week because we tend to drop out on
Every 2
on our
weeks?
segments. Yeah, well, that and yeah. So this one I'm going to do is on dog etiquette. Now I know what you're thinking. Puppa's pet peeves. Oh, he's doing one about. It's not always going to be about pets. Okay. I'm not always going to do a segment
how you're defending
about
it.
pets.
You're defending it like it's been criticised.
Yeah, it's been. They're criticising it already. The first one just happens to be about dogs and dog etiquette.
Right.
Okay.
Dog etiquette.
I want to talk a little bit about dog etiquette. But first of all, I'm going to drop a stat on you. I'm going to drop a stat on you.
Why are you talking like
I
this?
don't know. I don't know. I think it's the salts. I'm
Nerves,
not sure.
innit? It's
yeah,
nerves.
nerves.
We got to get you to do stand-up. This would be so good.
Yeah, this would be my stand-up. It'd be terrible.
That'd be content.
I've come to talk to you about dog etiquette. I'd be like, this dude's going to bomb.
I think if you want to do a Patreon, I think Papa Aaron doing one open mic a month, I'll fucking sign up to it.
Oh, yes. That'd be sick.
So around 40% of Australian households include at least one dog. There's 5 million dogs across the nation. So I just want you to keep
Jesus,
that
that's a lot
stat
of
in your
shit.
head. I like to take my daughter for a lot of walks. We go down to the park. The park is
your daughter a dog?
littered with dog shit everywhere.
Right.
And I remember you saying once that England is littered with dog shit.
It is.
So now I hate the English.
Me too.
You have a dog. You have a dog. You clean up its dog shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Just to pull it back a bit. Okay, Aaron, why are you so angry?
Absolutely.
Why are you so angry? What's this all about? Okay, so I have a neighbor. I'm going to tell you a little story. I have a
stand
neighbor.
in it?
Well, almost. I have this neighbor. She lets the dog out, no supervision, right? The dog just roams the neighborhood. So sometimes I'll be out there. Dog just by itself, right? Comes up, just sniffs your crutch, sniffs your child, and then just is free to shit wherever it wants. Just no supervision on this dog.
Right.
I don't understand. Like, am I wrong in thinking that that's bad behavior? Like,
Which side
that's
am I
bad
on?
behavior, right?
It's the idea that you pitch this thing and then one of us has to be.
Look, there's no rules to this.
I think you just come at it with whatever opinion you actually have of dog
I'm
shit.
legitimately asking now.
Yeah.
That's poor behavior, right? If that was happening in your street,
I think dogs get away with too much as it is. I
Dogs
don't
and dog
respect
owners.
a dog. I think they're fucking pathetic little animals.
Right.
I just love you no matter what you do. Fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
what sort of battered housewife fucking dog is this? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand him like I. This fucking person treats you like a piece of shit. I've seen him kick you. You gotta fucking bite
Where
him
are
or
you
something.
looking
come
at
back no
dog
matter what.
owners?
No,
They're
Lamara.
kicking- Oh. She kicks it, but she doesn't pick up his shit. You've done a fucking poo again, haven't you, cunt?
but what I'm trying to understand, I guess, is a little bit about what this person is thinking
Yeah.
is right. But then also, why do I get so angry about it? And I'm trying to think about that a lot.
I'll tell you.
What makes me angry? And what makes me angry? Because I feel like I have a lot of empathy for people. I feel like if there's one thing that I am, is that I'm empathetic, I have empathy, but I do not have empathy for rudeness. As soon as someone is rude, as soon as someone does something that I think is, so for example, if I saw someone litter, and I did see this, I was driving and I saw someone just throw something out of their car, and it took every ounce of my being not to get out of my car and be like, get it, and then throw it back in their car and be like, what are you doing? As soon as I see that, I lose absolutely all empathy for humanity. Absolutely, all for that person.
Yeah, fuck
and I
that
think they should
person,
die.
Yeah.
Like, I think you're a person that
think
doesn't
they should die?
Yeah, you don't need to exist.
Right.
What are you? You
Yeah.
I feel like you have a visceral belief system in the fact that if people follow the rules, everything will work out. I think that is
Probably.
so tied into your being and existence.
Probably, but I think
tied
they're-
to like
sure.
anxiety and stuff of being like, people need to just follow the rules, and if we all follow the fucking rules, everyone will be okay. And then people break the rules and you're like, you're fucking it up for everyone. So it creates like this
Definitely.
emotional, visceral
Yeah,
thing,
definitely.
I think.
And
Like
I think
littering
sometimes
and
there are
dog
rules.
poo.
There are like Aaron rules.
That's really fucking interesting observation, like psychological observation.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. I think there are sometimes Aaron rules, and I think
That's
there
what
are
the
sometimes
segment should
human rules. What?
figure out what's wrong with Aaron.
I actually did want to start the pod by asking, am I unlikable?
People can write in.
If anyone who, Aaron, against dogs, he's unlikable.
I
He's
think
gonna be
let's
unlikable.
stick to the issue. I think it's piss poor.
Yeah, it's
I
bad.
would be very nervous if a dog was allowed to just wander up to Rubes.
Yeah.
And if it did something, it would not take me much to kick that dog in the fucking head.
I punched a dog hard once.
Did ya?
Yeah, I punched it right into the sand.
Did you say punched it into the sand?
Yeah, I was at the beach. It's when
There's a fucking crater. You can't even
Yeah.
see the dog anymore.
I went to the beach when I had a dog, and it was like a dog beach. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And I went there, and like this woman was sitting with her friend, like meters, 50 meters down the beach. And this like terrier, this little dog was going crazy. I think it was like a little border collie or something. It was so excitable. And my dog was a pussy, right? It was like a golden doodle.
Golden
doodle. It was a golden doodle, which is pretty arrogant to call a dog that. But it was a golden doodle. And it was like, and this other dog was so excited. And I remember it was like, it was playing with it, but it was aggressively playing with it, and it was biting it like excitedly.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where my dog was whimpering. You know the dog, the sound a dog makes? Like,
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
terrified, right? And it creates like an emotional thing in you, like stop your dog. And I remember looking down the beach at where the owner was, and I remember this chick was just sitting there, and she was like, Rusty,
Yeah.
Rusty, come back, Rusty. And Rusty didn't give a fuck about this bitch's commands, right? And he's still biting at my dog. And eventually gets to the point where my dog is in between my legs, sheltered between, and then this dog like trying to bite at its
Isn't it
legs.
funny this-
And I raised
it's a
my
window.
fist. I raised my fist. No. I raised my fist. I looked down at her, and she's still just sitting there like, Rusty. I'm like, fucking calling Rusty from a seated position has failed, you whore. It's time to take action. There's a fist in the air. Where do you think this fist is going?
Yeah.
And then Rusty, and it went in for like the third bite, and boom, I fucking dropped a hammer fist, like a Conor McGregor hammer fist, right on this dog's head, and its head bounced into the sand, and it was like, "Woo," and ran off. And then she shot up, and then she ran over, and she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh, he's just see, I don't know." And I instantly was like, "Listen, I'm sorry about that.
fine, but just
it's
fucking-
fine, but you got to control your dog," because he was hurting my dog for ages, And as soon as she heard that I was not like a deranged psychopath, because I'd punched her dog and she was fearful, as soon as she heard a reasonable reaction, she was like, "Yeah, well, you don't fucking hit a dog. You don't fucking hit a dog. You fucking cunt. You don't
So
do
I
that."
raised my fist.
Raised my fist at her. And her friend was
punched
like,
her into the sand.
I was like, "Get your fucking..."
It was just a line, one after the other. Bang into the sand. Bang into the sand. And at the end of it, when I'd gotten through the lot of them, I looked down at my pathetic dog who had whimpered that whole time, and I walked him into the sea and drowned him.
Yes.
I gotta go. I gotta go to the darkness. Kings.
Vagabonds! Welcome to Kings and Vagabonds. Vagabonds.